for me, that was the different thing that I did.
Right.
And when would you say that, you know, as you were making these changes, let's say it's early on in that process, when would you say that it started getting a little easier, started becoming more a part of you as opposed to just something new for you?
Something new. I would say because I had made that decision in my mind, for me, people always say, well, how did you do it? I can't seem to get motivated. I think it begins with the decision, and it's something inside of you that you have to make a conscious decision to say that I'm going to do this. I'm going to change and be this person.
Right.
But if you're just kind of like, oh, well, I want to lose the weight, but, you know, I'm not really sure, or it's just, you know, if it's optional, then you're going to lose out. But if you've got to make a decision. And for me, that made it, to get back to your question, it made it a little easier for me to just make it an everyday thing, because it was just a thing that was turned on in my head, and it hasn't turned off, thank God. I mean, I've, you know, maintained it, but it's just something that I want my life to become, and so I work towards that every day. And I would suggest that for listeners who are just starting out, this is a new year, don't look at it as a resolution. Let's just make this a change in your entire life, and you're going to create a legacy of health. Is what you really want to do. You don't want to just lose weight in 3 months, look good for 2 months, and then just kind of go back up. I mean, then that's not a legacy. You want to kind of do it for the rest of your entire life. That's why I didn't make huge changes or drastic changes.
Very
you know,
key,
I didn't want to just do like this no carb diet or
The all or none approach.
You have to be able to eat something from every food group. You got to be able to do this for the rest of your life.
Right.
So I try to eat the way that I think humans were meant to eat.
That's one of our mantras. You know, small changes that you can keep over your lifetime. A lot of these drastic diets, sure, you could do it for maybe 3 weeks, 6 weeks, but you can't do that for the rest of your life.
Oh my gosh, that is the biggest thing for me.
Huge.
I mean, it makes for me, you know, I wouldn't have been able to count points for the rest of my life, and that's not to say anything against any particular program, but I just didn't want to do that, and I don't want to have to be. Now I know pretty much the calories of things, just in educating myself and learning. But when I started out, I would, you know, take note of calories, but I wouldn't say, oh my gosh, okay, I'm at this. No. It was because I couldn't panic.
Exactly. And what I'll do is, if I get off track a little bit, that's one of the basics I'll go back to help me. I'll count the calories a little bit.
That's
and
a perfect
logging,
way.
You know, doing the food diary.
And the journaling really helps.
Yes.
Even though I never journaled, but I do recommend that for people just starting out, just even if it's just the first couple of months, to kind of see how much you're taking in. And I like to go into the pantry and just look at the ingredients label. And I remember talking to a lady this week, and she didn't realize that what she thought was healthy really had about 400 grams of fat.
Oh my goodness.
And just, you know, because it was just, but it had nuts in it, and it was something that we thought looked healthy. But if you just read the ingredients list, you know, you got to kind of get an overview of how much you're possibly eating. You don't have, you know, for me, I don't have to count each little calorie, but I do. I know what I should eat. And so it's not a grand thing. I usually eat the same things over and over that I know are healthy, and I'll add, you know, little new things that I may come across and as I go along. But if something works and you know it's healthy, I mean, it doesn't have to be this wide variety of foods, you know. It's just the basics, really.
Really. Well, that's really exciting, and it's just so fun to hear, you know, folks, that, you know, we're all saying the same thing, and I really just believe that if we all stick together, you know, and we can really change the whole world.
I think so
of the
too.
Dieting approach. We have another caller this morning, so before we go to our break, I want to say good morning and thank you for calling into the Too Good Health Show. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Cheryl. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. This is John Geraci from New Jersey.
Oh my gosh, John! Thanks so much for calling in. It's so good to hear you.
Yeah, and I know I've been listening on and off when I'm near a computer on a Saturday, and I figured I would give you a quick call. And the show you're doing today is kind of inspiring. Obviously, you know, with myself and my wife, we deal with children with trying to keep them with childhood obesity down and stuff. And it's funny because I was hearing the other day from somebody mentioning as far as that she's trying to lose weight, and I guess she started with a New Year's resolution. She's like, I've been working so hard. Now what's happening after a few weeks, I'm not losing the weight anymore. And I had mentioned as far as, I'm like, well, it might be a situation where it's actually a good thing because you're gaining muscle, and not so much the fat coming off so quickly. I don't know if you have any feedback on that.
We do, Charles.
That's a good thought you have. And one of the things that we try and do, particularly if you have someone who has weight loss as a goal, is to get some type of marker, before they begin. That way we can really see what's going on. So oftentimes we'll check their body fat percent, and we'll maybe even do some circumference, like girth measurements, just to see what's going on over time. So if she doesn't have that, then what'll happen is, as she starts maybe not feeling as good about what she's doing, she'll start to fall into the whole, well, I don't know if this is working, and so she'll kind of let the scale be her guide, and we really don't want to let the scale be our guide.
There are a lot of other measurements that we can take, and
it's not an accurate indicator as to what's really going on with people. So I would encourage her to kind of stay away from that scale if possible, and perhaps get in contact with someone, a fitness professional who can actually help her to see exactly what's going on with her. And so it really is helpful to have somebody to track what's going on with you. So I would encourage that for her.
We do need to go to break, but John, you can also send her to my blog, yourfuturefigure.com, and if she really doesn't have the help, she can talk to us about our Metabolism Makeover. It is a completely online program that will help her with her, her journey for weight loss and weight management. So you can send her to yourfuturefigure.com. We do need to go to break. Thank you for calling in, John. It was really exciting to hear.
Thanks. Good luck. Keep singing.
That's right. So we got to get more callers from Winder and Barrow County, because we got folks from Florida calling in. We got folks from Jersey calling in. But we must go to break right now. When we return to Too Good Health, we'll talk more with Chaunda Walls and weight loss and weight management. Stay tuned.